All right, so we're going to do these problems using partial quotients. This is a little bit different than long division, which many parents have experience with, not so much partial quotients. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through how to solve this. We were still looking at this and setting it up the same exact way that you would long division. This is 463 divided by 3. It's red is the same thing, or the same, oops, sorry. It's read the same exact way. 463 divided by 3 as you would any other division problem. Here's your dividend, here's your divisor, and we're still going to put our quotient up here. The only difference is over here on the side, we're going to put what are called partial quotients. And we're going to put those together at the end of the problem to give us our whole quotient. So here we go. So the first thing that we're going to ask ourselves is how many times can I multiply my divisor, which is 3 here, to get something close to 463 without going over it. And it doesn't have to go, honestly, it doesn't have to go all the way up to 463. It could be the highest 3's multiplication fact that you know off the top of your head, and you'll still get the correct quotient. Check it out. So I'm going to say 3 times, and off the top of my head, I just go 3 times 100. Can get me, close to 463. So let's do that. A lot of people, they go to their tens, their hundreds, and so on with these. So multiples of tens are definitely something to rely on here. It's the idea with this is that it's mental math that you can just do really quickly. So here we go. So I'm going to put 3 times 100 over here on the side. 3 times 100 is 300. Now I subtract. I find my difference between my dividend and this number here. So 3 minus 0 is 3, 6 minus 0 is 6, and 4 minus 3 is 1. Now we've got 163, which is a much more manageable number, easier to get closer to. And what I tell students is, hey, again, we're going to do the same thing with this number that we just did with this number and our divisor. So how many times can 3 times what can get me something close to 163? And here's what I do. I say, hey, we're going to block out that 3, and we're just going to look at this with my tens and my hundreds here. So 16. I can get close to 16 by saying 3 times 5. Well, hey, if I just add a 0 on that, I can, oops, there goes that Wednesday siren. I can say, hey, 3 times 50 will get me 150. And that's pretty close to 163. 3 minus 0 is 3. 6 minus 5 is 1. Now, an even more manageable number here. 3 goes into 13, or 3 times what is something close to 13. And for this, in this case, I could say 3 times 1. I could say 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, all the way up there. So I'm going to say 3 times 4 is 12. Find my difference. 13 minus 12 is 1. Now, I've got a 1 right here, which is less than my divisor. When I have something like that, when it's less than my divisor, when that number is less than that number, then I am done. In some cases it would be a 0, but in this case I have 1 left over. That means this is going to be my remainder. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Now over here, I've got my partial quotients. I've got to add these up. So I'm going to take, all right, picking up where we left off. My pen ran out, I apologize. So we have so over here we have our partial quotients. We've got to just add those together the exact same way as we would partial products with a multiplication problem. So here we go. We've got 150 and 4. Well, that would equal 150. Oops. 154 with a remainder of 1. There's my answer. So I'm going to say 154 with a remainder of 1. Over here, you can list your facts if you want to for threes. That just it will help you out. Same thing over here with 4. We've got 8, and we've also got 5. I hope that helps you out with a little bit of the homework. If your child is having a hard time explaining this to you, or you're having a hard time following what's going on, this is why I do these videos, to help you guys out, so we can help our students out.